everyone, this is Jackie Williams. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I want to share with you the book treat boxes, and those are found on page 27 of the current 2024 mini catalog, or you can find it online, and it is part of the Reindeer Days suite, or you can just buy the book boxes by themselves, and they come in a pack of 10. Now, they are part of this suite, as I mentioned, but for our sample today, I'm going to make the box using the Snowy Days paper. I thought these were quite cute and fun, but I also have mini samples to share with you using various papers and themes. So the book boxes come in 2 pieces, and this piece here is basically the wrapper, and this is the little latch to keep it closed. And then in here, this piece is the box that will sit inside of the wrapper. So when you open it up, you have a box, but from the outside, it looks like a book. So I'm going to show you how these go together. So let's first assemble the box. I found as I was teaching it that it was a good idea actually to assemble the box at least partially so that you could see which surfaces were the front and which were the back. So you'll want to use a bone folder just to get all these creases nice and soft. So for the box, basically all the folds fold into the box all the same way. And you know the inside because it's this side that has the adhesive strips. So these boxes are nice and sturdy, but as a bonus, they have all the adhesive that you need already included and attached onto the box. So then these 2 sides just fold in like this, and then this side comes up and then just folds over, and there's a piece of tape already there. And it's just that simple to make the box for the inside. And then for the wrapper, you can see I've creased this. So these also go the same direction with the adhesive, of course, being on the inside. So all we need to do is remove the 2 strips there and then set the box inside. And that is really it for the assembly. Now there is an adhesive strip here if you do want to adhere your box closed. However, that does make it somewhat of a single-use box. So I'm going to show you some other ways to hold the latch closed without actually sticking it down so that it can be used and enjoyed multiple times. So now let's embellish. And I'm going to start with the strip here, the little latch, I guess is what I would call it. So I have a piece of the Snowy Days Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to line it up on this little latch and use this as a guide with my scissors to just cut this same shape so that it matches. Now you could also, or alternatively, just trim this latch so that it's got a flat edge if that is preferable to you. Now I found as I was assembling these projects that I did prefer to use tape as opposed to glue, because the glue tended to slide around and then things started buckling and stuff. So I liked the tape. So I would suggest you do kind of 1 section at a time. You see how there's 2 sections here. So I'm going to put the first section on. And then I'm going to go ahead and crease that, and then do the next section, and then crease this, and then I'll just leave this long like that so it wraps all the way around. Now I have another piece of that same plaid paper, and I have scored that so that it's about 3 inches across the back, 1 inch for the spine. And then the piece that I had wasn't quite long enough to cover the front, but that's okay because I just want this as a little side piece, and then I'm going to put some other pieces on here. So again, I want to just do it 1 section at a time, although I'll go ahead and put the tape on. Now you could just cut a piece of paper that is long enough to go all the way around the front and all the way around the back. Okay. Just carefully putting it on the back. and then around to the front. And just make sure your paper's sitting nicely. Okay, so I have some little gaps here, and I'm going to fill those in now. So for the front of my box, I want to use these cute little penguins, but I want to have some of this plaid showing as well. So about here, I'm just going to tear up the side. If you don't like tearing, then you could just use an edging die, or you could even just have it cut straight. So I'm going to just put a little edge of the real red between the plaid and the print. I don't often really like to have two prints right next to each other. So this will just break up the patterns a little bit. And this is the two-toned red, so you can see that it has that white core. Just gives us more interest and colors, but also with this theme, with the penguins and the snowflakes, it also just gives it a little bit of a frosty feel. Then we'll put that onto our box front. That's very cute. I like the little penguins with the plaid. Now you'll notice that the corners of the box are rounded. So I'm just going to take my scissors and just follow that shape. And then I want to cover that little bit on the back. And then we can just add a piece of the designer series paper there into the inside of the box. And that is just a very simple way, and you could even make it more simple by just making it all one piece and maybe just a contrasting piece for here. But we need an easy way to keep that latch down, which will keep our box closed. So I thought one of the easiest ways was to let the paper do the talking, and we'll just add a sentiment here. So we'll want to use our dimensionals. Now I want my little tab to go underneath this white piece. So I want to not put my dimensionals right here where that tab is going to be. So I'll put it here and here on the side. And I'll put it on my red circle. Now both of these circles are from the Spotlight on Nature dies. Those are very handy for things like this. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back so that I can position this in just the right spot so that my words are right side up and the tab is where it needs to be. And I'm also hopefully still seeing a few little cute penguin faces. And then we'll just add some gems to finish. So I'll add just a few of these cute little snowflakes from the Snowy Day suite. And these are just adorable. And you get an absolute ton of them. And I'll add a few of these peach sparkly gems. Here we go, very cute. Here's another version that I made, just using the house print, which is also very cute, especially with those words, and then just a slightly different print for the background there. So these are just the right size to hold some little wrapped chocolates or any other small gift. Now I have a few other samples to share with you. This one is using the Humble Home stamp and punch set. This is probably my favorite one out of the Christmas offerings this year. And for this one, you can see I've just tucked the little tab in behind the house. And then just added a little more of that embossed pool party on the inside. And then for this one, I've also used the Reindeer Days suite. This is the suite that goes with the boxes. And then you use the postage stamp dies and just made a cute little box, and it tucks underneath the deer. And this time I've stepped it up by lining the inside for a pop of color when you open it up, or even just when it's closed. You can just see that little rim of color around the edge just for a little bit extra. And then this box was actually Sophie's idea to wrap it up like a little brown package, and using the postage stamp dies just to add a little bit of interest, and just added a little more of that crumb cake on the inside. And this time I didn't line the whole inside with crumb cake, but just put some here at the bottom of the box. And also notice that I shortened the tab just because it was a little bit long to fit under this particular arrangement. So this is a design that you could use year-round. And then this design I thought was quite fun. This is cased from my friend Kim Fee, a fellow artist and team member. And what I liked about this is the latch is held underneath this, basically like a belly band, but it just wraps around the front and inside of the box. So you've got a little bit of interest on the inside as well. And also I liked that the words were here on the little latch. So that's something a little bit fun. And I have lined the inside and inside the box. So that one's definitely a step up, a few more steps to it. And then this one, I've oriented the other direction, so it sits like this rather than a portrait orientation. And I've used the Reindeer Days suite again, this time using the gifts in that set. And I've made kind of a faux belly band. This is just an illusion so that it looks like this wraps all the way around the box, but it doesn't. And then just simple opens up. Now, also wanted to just point out in this die set, in the Peaceful Evergreens die set, there are these two little dies to make a 3D paper ribbon. So here's a sample of how it would look here. But I've actually just used this all by itself to create a little latch. So I've used the Regal Flora paper for a really rich effect, and then I've paired it with the Country Woods papers and used that die that's meant for a bow as a little book latch. So that opens up like this, and then inside the box I repeated this layering of paper pattern like we did on the sample that I shared with you. This one is probably my favorite of all the ones I made. And then we're going to step it up just a little bit more. So I've taken that idea, I've used the latch, but this time I've cut a window in the top and put some window sheet. I've used this new stamp set that's coming out 5th of November. It's called Perfect Pairs, and I just think it's adorable. And I have a little bit of a joke with Sophie about salt and pepper. And then this one opens up like this with the latch, and you can see that I've lined the inside, and then this opens up to be a cute little mini album, which I didn't finish putting photos in, but I think I'm going to leave that for Sophie to finish. But I've put all the papers in like this, and then that will fold back up and then neatly fit back down into the box like this. And this would be a very cute anniversary or special birthday gift for someone, sharing some special memories. Well, I had a lot of samples for you this time. I had lots of fun playing with these boxes, and I hope you do too. If you'd like to order some of these book boxes, the link is in the video description. And if you'd like the tutorial for this little album box, the link is also in the video description. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave me a comment. Please share this video with your friends. And of course, subscribe. This is Jacque Williams, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.